Yo guys, what's up everyone? Crypto Henry here, and today I bring you very important data about Ethereum. Have you heard about the Ethereum triple halving? Well, the triple halving is not happening. It's going to be a bit different. Today I bring you very unique data that will probably change your minds regarding Ethereum and the way you should approach Ethereum from the investment perspective. And by the way, this is not financial advice. I'm just trying to share some insights, some data for educational purposes only. And saying that, the data that I'm going to share today is extremely bullish. I'm hyper bullish on Ethereum, but you need to watch the video to understand my reasoning, and I'm going to share with you the facts, the data, and I'm going to back it up with on-chain data. All right, let's get into it. First, let's start with the changes that we have in terms of Ethereum issuance. Pre-merge, the Ethereum issuance used to be 13,000 ETH for the proof of work miners, plus 1,600 ETH for the beacon chain from the proof of stake validators. Now, we don't have this one anymore. This is gone. No more proof of work, and we only have the 1,600 proof of stake issuance every day, meaning that we have a reduction of 13,000 ETH per day. Currently, the Ethereum market cap is $165 billion, and we have a daily reduction of $17 million at current price. This is likely to go up even more if the Ethereum price goes up. This basically means that there is a yearly reduction on Ethereum issuance of about $6.4 billion. Okay, if the yearly reduction in terms of ETH issuance is going to be reduced by $6.4 billion, we have $6.4 billion less sell pressure. And we used to have this sell pressure from the Ethereum miners because Ethereum miners need to buy equipment, need to pay electricity bills, and now the proof of stake validators don't need to do that. So we have way less issuance and also way less sell pressure. And remember, ETH is a commodity, right? You need to have ETH in order to pay for gas fees. You need to have ETH to deploy smart contract, to buy an NFT, to send a transaction, to interact with DeFi protocols, to do anything, you need to use ETH. And this ETH, as you see here, is getting more and more scarce. Okay, other than reducing the issuance and reducing the sell pressure, what else do we have? We have really a big increase in the scarcity of these assets, right? Pre-merge, considering these values that we used to have here in terms of issuance, used to have an issuance of approximately 4.62%. Post-merge issuance is about 0.49%. And that's why people usually call it the triple halving, because if you grab the 4.62% and divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2, so if you do a triple halving, it will be 0.58%, which is close to the 0.49%. That's why people call it a triple halving. However, I call it a quintuple halving because it's way more than that, because it's actually the previous issuance dividing by 2 5 times. So we're actually reducing it by 5 times, because the reality is that the current issuance is about 0.14% if we count also with the burning that is happening. So if we count with the burn may even be higher than this, considering the post-merge uh, issuance, the real issuance is in fact 0.14%. And remember, we are in the bear market, not much activity on the Ethereum network, and once we have more activity, this number will absolutely go down and make ETH even more scarce. What happened before? With, for example, with the Bitcoin halvings. I have here this chart for you. I definitely want to share it with you. So with previous Bitcoin halvings, so the issuance of Bitcoin was halved by half. Every 4 years, the Bitcoin issuance is halved. So at the beginning, the Bitcoin issuance was 50, then it was halved to 25, and then 12.5, and now it's 6.25 per block. And these issuance reductions always have a big impact on the Bitcoin price. So the first halving within 1 year. After the halving, the price went up 8,000%. The second Bitcoin halving, within 1 year, the Bitcoin price went up almost 300%. And the third halving, the Bitcoin price went up 559% within 1 year. And this is only one halving. What if we have a supply reduction that resembles a quintuple halving? How is this going to impact the price? Well, I think it's likely to bring the price definitely up. And although I don't like price predictions, I'll say that within 1 year, the Ethereum price may go to previous all-time highs. How much was the previous all-time high? 4,000 something dollars. Let me double check here on CoinMarketCap. So previous all-time highs was $4,700. So I'll say that within 1 year, I think it's fairly conservative to say that the Ethereum price may go back to 4,000 something dollars. If the macroeconomics are also somehow favorable, right? We have a world with interest rate hikes, crazy inflation, energy prices are crazy, you have a war, you have pandemic. But if the macroeconomics are favorable, I'm fairly confident that the Ethereum issuance reduction is going to have a very, very interesting impact. Okay, let me show you more important data here. Staking. Now that we have proof of stake, we have more and more ETH that is out of circulation. This ETH cannot be sold and is going to be locked for a period of time. Even after the Shanghai upgrade, which is going to allow people to unstake, unstaking is not that easy, even after this upgrade, because you need to queue up. It may take weeks or months, so it's impossible that people suddenly start to unstake and start to sell their ETH. But at the moment, we have close to 14 million ETH staked, which is worth close to $19 billion and represents 11.3% of the total circulating supply. We have, on average, every month 400,000 new ETH being staked, and my prediction is that within 1 year we will have close to 15% of all the circulating supply staked. So you need to start summing up these things. So from one side you have yearly reduction, so less sell pressure, about $6.4 billion. On the other hand, we have here a big amount, 15% at the current market cap. This will be $25 billion. So we have also $25 billion out of circulation. So we have less $6.4 billion yearly issuance. We have $25 billion locked away from the markets. How do you think this is going to impact the price? Is ETH price going down after this? Well, if the macroeconomics are really crappy, the ETH price may go down a little bit. We may have some pain ahead in terms of macroeconomics, but this is extremely bullish. I don't see any reason not to believe in the ETH future. Let me show you some additional data. So this chart here is the total ETH staked, and as you can see, we have been having last few months a positive trend, and even after the Ethereum merge, we continue to have more and more people staking. You see the uptrend, very healthy. This is the number of new validators, again, after the Ethereum merge. Oh, wait, let me get out of the way. After the Ethereum merge, we continue to see a sharp uptrend in the number of validators. So more people, although these people don't even know when they can withdraw their ETH, you have more and more people staking their ETH. Of course, if you are using like a liquid pool like Lido or Rocket Pool, you can withdraw. But most of these, reality is that the ETH that is staked cannot be withdrawn by the validator. So this is also extremely bullish. And here you have the number of addresses with more than 1 ETH over the last few months have been growing. Addresses with more than 10 ETH is growing. Addresses with more than 100 ETH also growing, kind of stabilizing here over the last couple of weeks. But this is very positive. And also, I want to show you here the Ethereum percentage of balance on exchanges. It has been declining. This year has been declining, and now is going up. And the simple reason why it is going up is that people use some exchanges to stake their ETH, and this is why this is going up. More data on Ethereum. You can see here the developer activity. I just let me move myself. I should actually remove myself from here, but you can see here the ETH developer activity, very healthy and continues to have an uptrend. You have here the supply held. This bottom chart is the supply held by top addresses. The top whales are hodling more and more ETH. So there is no reason to be bearish about this. And if we take a look at DeFi Llama, DeFi Llama is the go-to place to check the DeFi activity. You can see that Ethereum continues to dominate in terms of DeFi activity. So we will still have a lot of demand for ETH because people continue to interact with DeFi applications, taxes, lending and borrowing, and all these good DeFi applications continue to require ETH. So there is still a demand for ETH. And I was showing you here this data. I made this spreadsheet for you, but you can also check the ultrasound.money. You can see that the ETH issuance compared to what used to be before is so small, right? We have here on the chart over the last, this is probably like last one day, the yearly issuance. So post-merge so far, yearly issuance is around 0.16%, and it used to be 3.76%. And have here the yellow line, which represents Bitcoin, just has a benchmark, and the issuance is 1.72%. And you can here simulate what will be if we were in proof of work, right? Proof of work pre-merge will have this kind of issuance, 3.67%, and now we have 0.14%. And we are in a bear market because if we suddenly have more activity, like the activity that we used to have on the Ethereum network a year ago with all the DeFi activity, all the NFT activity, Ethereum will get definitely deflationary, like really, really deflationary. And this will have a huge impact on the Ethereum price. Once people see that Ethereum can get very deflationary, they will FOMO in and they will buy a lot of Ethereum, because once you see this number negative, this is going to have a big impact in the price, because people are going to be like, oh my god, like Ethereum just by existing, just by the network activity is going to be reduced. So it's better you put your hands in some of that ETH. This is going to be what people are going to be thinking about. Let me show you just a little bit of technical analysis. I think as long as Ethereum is inside this price range, we will have a very good opportunity to buy. So as long as Ethereum is below $2,000, it's still cheap and probably should be doing some dollar cost averaging. You can check this video up here where I talk about dollar cost averaging and long-term investing. Of course, this only applies if you are a long-term investor, but all the indicators show that Ethereum is at the moment cheap. So this is the 2-year moving average, and Ethereum is below the 2-year moving average. I can also show you the my favorite DCA cheat sheet that basically combines some moving averages and RSI, and the brighter the green, the better the sign to DCA, to do dollar cost averaging. And you see that we have a nice green around here. If we look at previous times when this indicator was telling you to do dollar cost averaging, was around these prices. So this was telling you to do dollar cost averaging when it was around $190. And now is giving you some sign. You should be dollar cost averaging at current prices. And finally, I also like to look at moving average 50 crossing moving average 200, and we are still in the bear market. Bear market is the best time to do investments. So not financial advice, but this is what I'm personally going to be doing. I'm just sharing with you the data. You should be doing your own research and understanding your risk profile. This only makes sense if you are a long-term investor, if you don't need the money for the next few years, if you can hodl your investments in the long term, and if you have, of course, a diversified portfolio. So saying this, where do you think the price may go? I don't know, but I know that we have here very interesting numbers. We have a huge yearly reduction in supply. We have more and more ETH being staked away from the market, so this ETH cannot be sold. We have a quintuple halving, and we know what happens usually after halvings. We have the Bitcoin example, and this has been very bullish. And I think we are not feeling yet the price moves on Ethereum because the macroeconomics really sucks. But this financial crisis, the recession, will not last forever. It may last maybe a few more months, maybe 1 year maximum. But the good investments are made in this phase, right? Are you going to buy it when it is like $1,300, or are you going to buy it in FOMO in when it is $3,000 or $4,000? Well, it looks that its price now is a little bit better than at $4,000. It's actually the best price in a couple of years. All right, guys, I hope this video and this data was useful. I hope to see you next time. If you like the video, give it a like and subscribe so that you don't miss anything. And as always, I will see you tomorrow.